Okay, welcome to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we're going to read on.
We're going to read on Judge Bershon.
Yes, it's about a month to go before sentencing of Donald Trump for the New York criminal trial. Now, mind you, in 30 days, 30 days, because 31 days will be the 17th. 30 days will be the September 16th hearing if Trump's presidential immunity should vacate the convictions. Being that some of what happened was when Donald Trump was in the White House, like signing checks from January on, and Hope Hicks's testimony, some of it happened when Trump was in the White House, could be considered, it shouldn't be having been
by
introduced.
executive privilege.
Yeah, now the fact that they decided to change the rules of the game after the case had been decided, I don't know why you should be able to allow to go back in perpetuity for that, but okay. In which case, maybe we should overturn Bill Clinton's impeachment, because I'm sure everything he did in the Oval Office with Monica Lewinsky was a presidential act, if you know what I mean.
That was more of a presidential act than...
Yeah, that was about as presidential an act as you're going to get. Yeah, it was an executive order. Okay, I don't always do smarmy well. But which I'm sure the weight of the evidence, there is so much evidence and testimony of the stuff that happened prior to Donald Trump becoming inaugurated as the president, that it's not going to overturn this case.
Yeah, you have to be able to say that Hope Hicks' testimony was so compelling that none of their testimony would even count.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's just another brick in the wall.
He was totally innocent until she produced the smoking gun.
She produced the bloodied glove, right?
Yeah.
It's you may have to exclude the testimony, I suppose, or, but there's so much other corroborating evidence that teasing out Hope Hicks' testimony isn't going to change the outcome.
Nope. So that would mean that his sentencing is going to go forward on September 18th, which could be incarceration in prison. It could be being sent to a mental health facility, I suppose. It could be a suspended sentence. It could be probation. It could be report on weekends. It could be, again, a suspended sentence where we'll wait till after the election and then we will enforce the sentencing after that, type of thing. There's all sorts of flexibility and creativity the judge can come with. So we can look at the various possibilities and see and divine what might be the likely course of action a month in advance.
Would you say that this is serious news or for entertainment purposes only?
Well, 9 out of 10 diviners would say this is for entertainment purposes only. That 10th one, Madame Trelawney, well, that says divination should be taken very seriously.
Clearly. Okay, so we'll play the odds and say it's for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, we'll go that way.
Hey, before we start, I'd like to ask our viewers for a favor. Why don't you give us a thumbs up now? Because we
pimp the channel, pimp it.
If only I had a purple pimp hat. Just go ahead, give us that thumbs up. You can anticipate that it's going to be a great reading.
Exactly. Yes.
At the end, you can unthumbs it. But just remember, a thumbs up for us is a middle finger for Donald. So
that's right. And if you don't like the video, you can just let it play in the background while you do other things, like pour yourself another cup of coffee, curse out MAGA, or whatever it is that you do.
And if you really don't like it, we'll just keep it our little secret, won't we?
Exactly. Subscribe people you don't like to the channel. Come on. Why should you be the only one who has to suffer through this?
Exactly. And make sure you turn on their notifications so they're doubly annoyed.
Exactly. All right, so let's take a look. I want to look at the energy of with the sentencing. Let's just jump right into it.
What's your T-shirt?
Huh? It's my Metallica Ride the Lightning T-shirt.
Oh my!
It's supposed to be an electric chair.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, I just saw
No,
riding like
no symbolism there.
no.
Okay.
Okay, so
I,
folks, it's Saturday, August 17th at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific. And we just simply said, hey, what do you want to do readings on? Why don't we do Judge Gershon?
okay, my deck is upside down. Here we go. This is about sentencing here. Foundation of the reading is the Page of Swords. I don't think it's going to be an overly harsh sentence, but it will send. I think Trump will get a prison sentence. It's just not going to be a particularly hard one, or the sentencing is going to be there, but it may be commuted. It may wait
Delayed.
for a time, like 6 months, before it would actually be executed, if that Six of Swords means anything. Crossed with the Ace. Oh, yeah. yeah. You did the crime, you're going to do the time. I think he will delay it, though. In the past, we got the Moon card, the mystery. He has to now, even though we have a guilty plea, we now have to weigh in this new data that comes in from the Supreme Court. It's the first felony conviction for Donald Trump. However, there were like 34 of them that he was found guilty of. And on top of that was to hide his behavior during an election, which, the outcome was he got elected president of the United States. And then there's always the gag order that he is always so willing to violate. And speaking of the gag order, there's your 10. 10 times Trump ignored the gag order and was fined $1,000 for $10,000. Big effing whoop. There's got to be more to it than that, or else he doesn't learn a lesson. I'm sure there will be a financial penalty for this, but financial penalties don't bother Trump because he can just have other people pay his bills. That would be like, okay, your punishment is you have to eat this plate of Brussels sprouts, and then he gets 10 other people to eat the Brussels sprouts for him. Have you really punished him? No. So here, what are we going to do with it? Oh, God. The overarching energy is the 10 of Wands, the burden. He's got to bear a burden for this. And, he could get 10 months in prison. I swear to God, I would give him 1 month of prison for every time he violated the gag order and make it consecutive. Just like, it's like you would have been, if you only violated it one time, you'd only been in prison for a month. But now we're going to give you 10. I'm not saying that he's going to put him in prison for violating the gag order, because I think he's already made his decision on that. But I think it's going to weigh in on him when he does his sentencing, all the violations of the gag order and how it didn't make a difference. The lesson to be learned is the King of Cups. Donald Trump cannot control his emotions. That's what all the gag order stuff is. Any sentencing that comes on, if Trump had shown remorse for what he's done, if Trump had shown ownership for what he had done, that would impact his sentence. He has done none of those things. He was obnoxious in the courtroom, disrespectful to the jury, disrespectful for the process, violating gag orders, having a gaggle of people come in to help violate the gag order for him. All these childish behaviors didn't go unnoticed, and they won't go unpunished. If he had, this is so true for Donald Trump, if he had just not done all that stuff, he did the right thing and just said, yeah, I did that. Yeah, sorry. That was a mistake on my part. This sentencing would be easy. But no, he has to disrupt this whole process. And I say, no, it's yet again, it would be how many things could Donald Trump have made life easier on himself, like when he left accept the loss of the presidency. Don't cause an insurrection. Don't take top secret documents. Don't try to change the votes in a couple of states. Don't put fake electors out there in all this. He had made all that money. He had grifted a bunch of money, and he'd be scot-free. He would not be held accountable for anything. Dude's his own worst enemy. Outcome is the 5 of coins. I'm going to say Rashawn's going to give him like 5 months. I think he's going to give him a prison sentence of 5 months. Should be 5 years, but I don't think it's going to be that.
No, I think he's got a max of 4 years. So
yeah, I think he's going to give him. It's the outcome is being left out in the cold. I hope this is not us being left out in the cold, but I think what we're going to get is a sentence for a first-time felon that needs to be sentenced and sent away. I'm going to guess it's going to be about 5 months on that. That's my read on that one.
Yeah. So what I saw when you dropped that first card,
Mm-hmm.
the Page of Swords, I think this is all of this sentencing is going to be talking about his violation of the gag order. His childish behavior, that immature behavior and messaging that he was putting out there is what the Page of Swords is. And and then the Sword of Justice underneath it, right? Or crossed with the Sword of Justice. It's like, you acted like a child, you didn't take responsibility for what you did, and now you're going to be held to this, right?
This is literally like a parent saying you made a mockery of this process, and had you just behaved and done things a normal person would have been, it'd have been probation and you would have been done.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, certainly would have been a far
probation and a fine, and get the hell out of my courtroom. Don't say
I suspect what you were getting cards on is specifically for violating the gag order.
Yeah, I think what I guess is Judge Mershon. I'm putting stuff away now. What Judge Mershon is going to say is, it's not just that you committed 34 felonies, but it's what you did after that in the process. That's what he will drive it home to him that it was your behavior your behavior leading up to this court case and during the court proceedings that is leading towards your incarceration, because what you've told me is you've not accepted responsibility for this. You're being a man-child, you're being a baby, and we will treat you accordingly. Maybe you'll learn the lesson next time that when you're in a court case, you'll take it seriously and not act out like a child.
Yep. Yeah, it's all about his behavior. So I was thinking that, when the sentence is passed, he's going to appeal.
Of course.
So I was going to throw cards on how does the appeal go.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Unless you want to do something more.
Well, we can, if you want, we can hammer down on, will it be probation? Will it be a suspended sentence?
Okay.
Will it be immediate incarceration? Because one of the things with the suspended sentence is that, we will suspend the sentence for 4 years. And if you're not convicted of any crimes in the next 4 years, then, yeah, I know, right? then this goes away. But if you do, immediately arrested and incarcerated. That's another, there's so many different ways to take this. Okay.
Well, let's see. So we're going to take the energy on.
However you want to do it, whatever you want to throw on.
No, I want to do it on what you're suggesting. So if it's going to be incarceration as the sentence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want immediate incarceration, or do you want just hit it with 4 cards, because it's going to take us forever to get through all this?
Okay. So will Trump immediately be hauled out of the courtroom and into the pokey, immediately incarcerated?
Yeah. Give us blood. We want blood.
Entertainment purposes only.
Perp walk.
Foundation is the star. Yeah, so let's see. Underneath it is the main clarifier is the King of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
You got the 8 of Wands. It's going to happen quickly. Sword of Justice. And the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, these are good cards. Okay, so the reason why I threw all the cards at once instead of one at a time is I'm not sure who the star card is. Is the star going to be Judge Mershon, or is the star going to be Trump? I think in this case, I'm going to think it's the star is going to be Judge Mershon. My first thought was going to be Trump, but I think the real star in this isn't Trump. It's actually Mershon. Trump has been acting basically as an entitled rich person.
Yes.
Throughout this whole process, he's been very entitled. He's I'm the former president. I have things of value. I have presidential immunity, blah, blah, blah. I think what you got here is Judge Merchan saying, no, you may have been president, but you did all this stuff. And, we've had to wait and wait and wait. And now we're not waiting anymore. Things are going to start happening fast. And underneath it is the Page of Pentacles. It's looking out at, I think what Judge Sean is doing here is he's looking out with that kind of that youthful energy. Is like, what is best for this nation? What is fair in this situation for the defendant and for the citizens of the United States. I just get the feeling when I saw this Eight of Wands, I was thinking he's sending them. He's not going to wait. This is going to happen. This needs to happen now. That's what I'm getting. What are you thinking?
To me, I was going to originally say that Donald Trump was a star and that, the King of Pentacles is going to be given a chance to be like a Page of Pentacles. Honestly, though, if we're going to go with Judge Merchan as a star, which I think is reasonable, that Eight of Wands can also be, the stuff that everybody saw broadcast over the airwaves. Mm-hmm. Whether it's newsworthy stuff, all the meetings held outside the press conferences held outside the courtroom. It's like you've told everybody who you were, and you have to be held accountable for that. You can't just be having defendants out there doing stuff like this and thumbing their nose at the legal system.
Yeah. Don't
worry, 8 months goes by fast.
So let's spin it on its ear. So let's say Trump is the star. Okay, so if Trump is the star, Trump has many things of value. He's a wealthy man. He's running for the presidency. He's leading in all the polls. Sorry, something got stuck in my throat. He thinks he's leading in all the polls. He brings many things of value to like 30% of the population. And this is kind of balanced with the Ace of Swords, the sword of truth being held accountable. And then that damn Eight of Wands again. It could be like, maybe we give him a little bit of reverence because he's running for office, and that, since this is going to be broadcast and everyone's going to be seeing this, because like you're saying, this can be broadcasting, that the sentence could be delayed until after the election.
Yeah, 8 weeks. Could be delayed 8 weeks. That would put you basically November 18th, 2 weeks after the election.
Yeah, that could be.
Plenty of time for you to claim the election was stolen and it to be disproven.
And it could be, this just could be democracy. Just I am going to observe our, kind of our not so much worshiping, but really admiring, admiration for the judicial process and democracy. And because of that, I'm willing to hold off for 8 weeks to see how this election comes out. I mean, that's an alternative.
He's not going to hold off sentencing for 8 weeks. If he sentences him,
I'm sorry,
incarceration, it wouldn't happen for at least 8 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, so I stand corrected. It's not delaying the sentencing, because the sentencing is what we're
you never said. You never said that. I was just clarifying you.
Oh, sorry.
Stop apologizing.
Sorry.
I knew he was going to do that.
I know. What do you think?
I'm not worthy. Stop averting your eyes.
Yes.
No, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. Okay. No spin on that if it was Trump.
Nope. All right. Just going to do a confirmation. Will he delay any jail time, prison time for Donald Trump till well after the election voting has stopped? Justice card, 10 of coins, 5 of coins. There's your 5 of coins again. Yep. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he's going to delay things. It's justice will be delayed, but it won't be justice denied. No, 2 months, which is your 8 weeks. He doesn't want to disenfranchise voters. It's not fair to him. It's not fair to the voters that you do this, but at the same time, it's not fair to the law to let him skate. There's your 5 months again. They still think he's going to get 5 months, but as something to show that it's between the 10 of coins, legacy and the lover's card, the agreements, and the two of wands underneath. Plan on reporting. It's going to be, you'll be free on your own recognizance, but plan on reporting to Rikers Island or wherever he sentences him in 2 months' time to do your 5-month sentence. It'll be after the election. That's what I'm getting on that. So your turn. Appeals.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I don't disagree with what you saw.
Well, you darn well better not disagree with it, or else we're going to come to blows. Take this.
So yes, you have to do it again.
Get to the other way.
The opposite of what I think I need to do.
Exactly. You just have to go to the outside door. You have to move your camera a little bit towards the sliding glass door there, so you're on the left frame of it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Like this? No, I go like that.
The other way.
Like this?
Because if I'm going to punch you, your head's got to be somewhere close to where my fist is.
Oh, I see. I see what you're doing.
Or just lean your head that way. There we go. Ow! Dope slap.
Okay, so Trump is definitely going to appeal whatever sentence he gets. He's going to appeal it. So, will his appeal be successful? Can I do a full spread on it?
However you want to do it.
I'm going to do the full spread.
I wonder if they'll make Trump pick up garbage on the side of the freeway.
Okay, for entertainment purposes only, Trump's going to appeal the sentencing. Will his appeal be successful? He's playing the accordion. Okay, so here we go. We got that 6 of Swords again, trying to move yourself out of troubled waters to calmer waters and calmer shores. Taking your baggage with you. Lord, that man has some baggage that they should probably put a whole bunch more people in this boat because there's a lot of baggage he's got to carry. Cross with the Chariot. Things are moving forward. It's not going. You can appeal it, but the judicial process will be moving forward. Underneath it all, you got the Tower. Yeah. So, the Tower could be one of two things. It could be the whole foundation of this case that was formed on you was built on a bad foundation because you have presidential immunity, or it could be your whole appeal is based on a bad foundation because you have some presidential immunity, but it doesn't cover this situation in the slightest. In the past,
I think I just look at that as like this appeal is destined to to die.
In the past, we have the Temperance card. Judge Merchan balancing the Supreme Court ruling of presidential immunity with the crimes that were committed. Current energy is the Queen of Cups. Trump has not done a very good job of keeping his emotions in check. I think Judge Merchan has done an outstanding job of keeping his emotions in check. Because, being a father myself, I'd be very, very displeased if the former president was attacking one of my kids because they happened to have a job, and then just making false accusations.
Yeah.
Overarching energy about the success of his appeal is celebration. 3 of Cups, women celebrating. So once again, is it celebration because the appeal is successful, or is it celebration because the appeal is based on a bad foundation and unsuccessful? The lesson to be learned. I'm gonna pull this down just a little bit. Lesson to be learned. Queen of Wands.
Don't mess with those cat ladies.
That's right. Those cat ladies are really pissed off. No, it's the wand is about messaging. It's about creativity. It's about making decisions. In this case, this could be the appeals court looking at the evidence and getting ready to make a decision. The outcome, 10 of Wands. To me, that means Trump has a big burden, and he has got to successfully carry this burden through the appeals court. And given the Hail Mary nature of his appeal and how thin the basis, the foundation for his appeal is, I think Trump is going to be burdened with a guilt. The appellate court is basically going to say, yeah, no, we're upholding the conviction and we're upholding the sentencing.
Yeah. I'm pretty much right there with you. I'm thinking, pardon me.
I think this could be Trump and his lawyers celebrating that. Woo! We're going to win the appeal.
No, they're not. That's just that's the conviction being ironclad. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a delay granted as he appeals this. He will not have to serve his prison sentence. And that delay, that appeal will happen probably like in June of next year.
Oh, wow.
So picture there's going to appeal. Maybe it's 6 weeks. Maybe it's 6 months. It could be June, which is 6/2025. I would say 6 months at a minimum for the appeal because it just takes a long time to get through this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 6 weeks, but I think there'll be a delay there. Maybe like if it's 6 weeks for the appeal and then the 10 of Wands is the outcome, he's going to have to serve his sentence soon afterwards. That Queen of Wands is basically, you did the crime, you're going to do the time. There's not, the Queen of Wands to me just says there's nothing to overturn this case on.
Yeah.
You know, the burden of proof is on you and you haven't met it. So you will be going to prison.
Do you think the 10 of Wands here is the 10 counts of contempt?
I think he's already been sentenced on those. I don't think you can amend that. I think it's going to take into account his behaviors. So is it because of his contempt? Yes. Is that the sentencing? No. It's what drives it. It's what's driving it. In other words, again, if Trump had been well behaved, there wouldn't be much of any prison time that would be served here. The prison time is going to be framed that you would have been out if it's legal to do this. Now, if it's not legal to do this, Judge Merchan will not frame it this way. But the messaging should be clear. If you had behaved like a mature, responsible adult and took ownership of your actions and, showed respect to the judicial system and the jury and the judge and the courtroom and the whole process, you wouldn't be sentenced to any incarceration. We'd have let it slide with probation, but you couldn't do it. So you're forcing us to do it so that you make the connection that your behaviors have consequences. Because right now, Donald Trump has never, ever had any type of consequence be directly connected to his behaviors.
Yeah.
That's what I see happening with that. Does it get delayed? Probably. Will he appeal it? Sure. Will the appeal work? No. Will he get prison time? Yes. Will it be suspended? Potentially.
Yeah.
But, that 10 could be true. That could be, you have to behave yourself for a period of time. And if you can behave yourself during that period of time, we'll drop the incarceration part.
I don't know. Rikers was good enough for a CFO.
Just saying. Yeah, Alan Weisselberg's been there twice. You can tell him about the pepper steak or
at the Cook County Slammer.
Exactly. All right. Anything else you want to throw on this one, or shall we end it here at the half-hour mark?
Yes, indeed. Thank you all for watching this nonsense. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Remember, entertainment purposes only. We do appreciate your support. Your thumbing up the videos, leaving comments, and feeding the algorithm so the video makes it out to a wider audience.
Please leave a comment. I go through them all, and I try to respond as many as I can.
Okay. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.